Oi! What's up everyone, Voy here, bringing you guys another video. This time it's on my new D750 by Nikon and the Sigma 24-35 f2.0 art lens that just came out within the last 2 months or so. And it's been really hard to find that lens in Australia, but funny enough, I found one. Anyways, let's get to the video. Oh, one more. If you guys want to keep up with all my social media and stuff like that, head down below. There's some links down there where you can go to my Instagram, my website, my Facebook, and blah 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 blah. You can go down there, contact me, look at my work, keep up to date with all my photography adventures. And I hope you guys enjoy this video and subscribe if you like it, and follow my Instagram pages and stuff like that if you want to see more. Let's get to it. Alright guys, let's start with the Sigma 24-35 f2.0 DG. Now the reason it has DG at the back, it means it's made for full frame cameras. So this lens is meant to replace the prime lenses, the 3 category prime lenses, which is 24, 28 and 35. And this is one that I think is one of the fastest zoom lenses. Well, technically it's still zoom, but it's not a very long zoom. So it's the fastest zoom lens in terms of speed, meaning light that goes through the lens. This is the f2.0, while normally zoom lenses are around f2.8. So let's crack this baby open. So fairly simple packaging. So you open it up, you get your manual for your lens. Now if you're buying a lens like this, I expect you know how to mount the lens already. Has warranty paper, and there is the sticker thing that you're allowed to stick it on the box and send it off for repairs and etc. like that if your warranty is still valid. And there's another thing that Sigma offers. If you pay a certain amount of money, I think it's $100 or $150, you can send your lens in, you can change the mount on the lens. So if you are changing from Nikon to Canon or Canon to Nikon, you can pretty much change the mount without selling the actual lens itself and buying a new lens. So very cool type of offering there. Good on that, Sigma. And of course, it comes with a pouch. So a nice black pouch to protect the lens when it's shipping, or you can put it in your bag. There's a little loop here, you can put like a strap through it, etc. like that. Very useful. Now let's open up the pouch. Oh, so it's nicely padded inside. Now inside you get the lens itself, so it's fairly big. Now if you ever used a 17-55 f2.8 Nikon before, it's about the size of that. So it's very heavy. It's actually decently heavy. It's nice and weighted as well, so I'm guessing there's a lot of glass in this thing. It's fully metal construction from the feels of it, and from what I've read, it's very nicely constructed inside. So nice little big piece of glass at the back, and then the front element in the front as well. Pretty cool. Now I suspect there was supposed to be a lens hood. Yeah, so the lens hood is inside as well, so it's not attached onto it. Now assuming they did this is so because if you're shipping the lens hood on the lens and if it hits something, it can scratch the metal paint off, so if you put it separately, it's a lot safer like that. So lens hood, there's no clipping mechanism on it, but let's see how it goes. So it does click in, but there's no clicking mechanism on the actual hood itself. So that's what it looks like when you attach the hood onto it, so it looks fairly nice. Pretty cool. Nicely constructed. Ooh, that manual focus ring feels really nice and damp. And the zooming mechanism feels more damp. That feels really, really nice. Now the focus throw is about, it's not too much. It's enough for video work, but it's not too short either. So just precise amount that you need to do that precision type of manual focus on your camera. Now it's time for the D750 to prime with my gear. So this is pretty much my workhorse type of DSLR from now on. So this will be replacing my D750 that I purchased earlier this year. But sadly, something has happened and I pretty much have lost my camera pretty much. So anyways, besides that, let's get to the unboxing of this D750. So from what I could expect from all the Nikon packaging, it should be very similar. Now I know the store manager has pretty much been gone through this box before to check up on all my stuff in case it's all working, if there's any damaged parts in there they can replace it for me. So they did a massive checkup for me in the store. So from the looks of it, it has been gone through, but it's still packaged, so let's go through it. So that's my receipt, so you guys want to have a look at that. Warranty paper, Nikon warranty, a big fat instruction book that I actually never read. I should really read it because who knows, there might be something new in that. So yeah, let's go through it. So you get your own neck strap, cable, charger, which they didn't put back into the packaging. Thanks guys. Anyways, the battery, USB cable, and the eyepiece closer. So if you're doing long exposures, you can clip on front of the eyepiece, so no external light can go inside of the viewfinder prism and interrupt your long exposure, which can introduce some weird artifacts. Sometimes it's really cool, but sometimes it does ruin your photos. But it rarely happens, so anyways. And the big boss itself, Nikon D750. And holy cow, that feels a lot heavier than my D750. Alright, let's get this box out of the way because there's nothing left in there besides cardboard. That's fitted nicely inside, so nice little cardboard, you know, everyone likes cardboard. Anyway, so let's unwrap this baby. Two wrappers, here. Oh, look at that. That's one beauty of a camera. Now, what I normally do is, at Ted's Cameras, I normally ask the staff to actually set up for me. So, knowing them, since I've shot with them many times, I bought the 70-200, 17-55 with them, I bought the 70-200, I've bought lots and lots of gear from Ted's Cameras, so I'm assuming they have actually set it up for me already. So, let's have a look. Carry down to it. Now the battery should have a bit of charge left on it, I'm pretty sure. Just enough to do this review and unboxing here. Oh, that's like very nice. It makes a nice clicking noise. Sensational. Yeah, normally when you press it on or turn it on for the first time, there's no information here. And yeah, they've pretty much set it up this camera for me already. So they set it up everything, it's ready to go. As soon as I turn it on, it's ready to shoot. So thank you so much to Ted's Camera for that. And yeah, absolutely amazing. So let's put on these combination of the lens and the camera. This is what it feels like. Now this lens feels absolutely heavy already. I think it's heavier than my 17-55. Yep. It slightly feels like I'm using a 70-200 like with this setup, so it feels heavy. Actually, I like the weight of it, it's very stabilized. So, coming from a crop sensor user to this weight is probably normal for full frame, so it feels very nice. I like this setup. Absolutely amazing. And one more I really like about this camera, it has power aperture. Unlike many other Nikon cameras, which you can't use power aperture to change the aperture as you're in live view or video mode, that was annoying. Now, luckily this camera does have power aperture for video work or stills work, which is awesome. Thank you, Nikon, for that. I really needed that function. Alright guys, so time for impressions. Now, I'm going to start off with the Sigma 24-35 f2.0 art. Now, I'll move these lenses across for now because I got something to explain about them with the camera body. So first, the 24-35, I rented it out at Diamond Camera in Adelaide and went around shooting at night around Rundle Mall, which is a mall area in Adelaide or South Australia where many Adelaideans come together, shop, celebrate events, have festivals, performances, busking, and many foods come and enjoy it obviously. So I think this lens is perfect for work. It's a very odd focal length. Like I said, it covers 3 different prime lenses, 24, 28, and 35.
and this pretty much does it terrifically. It's super duper sharp. It's sharp even up to 100 times crop on a full frame, and it's a terrific lens. It's not too wide, which doesn't introduce distortion, and it's not too narrow where it introduces pincushion, or too narrow for a venue shoot. Now for food photography, 24 to 35 is a great focal length for my work. I have enough wideness to fill my frame with food, and I have enough wideness to fill the frame of the with a photograph of a venue or something like that. So if I do venue shoots, I have enough room to work with in a tight area. So this lens does a great job, and it's super duper sharp. I can't say this enough. So sharp, image quality is amazing. Of course, there's a lot of vignetting. Yeah, that's one issue with this lens, vignette. It vignette like crazy, but the thing is, if you stop it down to f2.8, the vignetting is hardly noticeable. If you stop it down to f4, vignetting's gone. So f4 5.6, vignetting's gone too. Or you can pretty much photograph it and process it in Photoshop or Lightroom and just bump up the vignetting a bit, and you pretty much get rid of the vignetting. So those type of small things, I don't think it's a deal breaker to me. Some people maybe it's a deal breaker because maybe they have hundreds of photos to do and they don't have 3 seconds to spare to boost up the vignette. So in terms of camera body, the reason why I brought out these lenses, because they are full frame lenses. I still do have a couple of my crop sensor lenses, which works very nicely if I really need that focal length and I'm not serious about image quality. But I'll mount the 7200 for you guys so you can see what it feels like in terms of weight and in terms of how big it looks. In terms of that, looks like pretty much like that. It balanced nicely, the camera weight on the body, it's really nicely weighted, so it balances onto this lens very nicely. And as I talk, some photographs of my runway shoots will come up. So pretty much this combination, I borrowed my friend's D750 and my 7200 for a runway shoot to test out, see if I really like full frame. And from what I've used in a runway area, I had to boost up my ISO to maybe 3200 to 2500 between those ISOs. Now my D7200 in terms of ISO performance, it still held up nicely, but it's not really suitable for large prints. I wouldn't really print with that camera in terms of runway shoots and stuff like that. Now I compared those photos together, sadly I can't post my D7200 photos because I got rid of it from a hard drive. Not bad, but in terms of the D750 and low light, boosting up to 3200 ISO was pretty much workable. The ISO, like the noise in the photos weren't so noticeable until you zoom up 100% crop. And its camera dealt with noise really well, because if I didn't boost up to 3200 or 2500, my shutter speed would have been underneath 200. Now underneath 200 in a runway shoot could be doable from maybe 100th of a second to 200th of a second, but I don't want to take my chances with have motion blur in the models when they're walking around on the runway. So boosting up to 3200 really works on this camera. Now, the autofocusing system on this is even better. Now, the autofocus system on this is the Cam 3500 version 2. Now, remember that, version 2. Now the D800 or D810, I can't really remember, they used the Multicam 3500, but that's the version 1. So this bad boy here has the version 2. In other words, it has a better autofocusing system, or a newer autofocusing system. So in terms of autofocusing on this, it performs so well in low light. When I put on autofocus continuous, it hasn't lost pretty much focus of my subject when they're walking towards me on runway shows. It's crazy. Now the D7200 did a great job of this as well. It did an amazing job in tracking, but I think the D750 pretty much tracked a tiny bit better in terms of focusing. Now, in terms of tiny bit better, it may probably in terms of 1 or 2 shots may miss on the D7200 compared to D750. Some people say that might be a deal breaker for the D7200, and then some people it's not. It's an exceptional autofocusing system, full frame, 24 megapixels, 6.5 frames per second, which is more than enough to my standard. I don't well, I don't think anyone really needs 10 frames a second unless they're doing something that requires to get that exact shot and you can't afford to miss that shot. So if you're pretty much a one-way show photographer or something like that, a D750, I think it works really, really well. So 6.5 frames per second burst, 51 autofocus with the multicam 3500 version 2. Weather sealed magnesium alloy body, long battery life, so it's been tested up to 1,350 shots. Quote me on that. And works absolutely well. It has quiet mode, quiet continuous, timer mode, mirror up, single shoot, continuous low, continuous high, etc. Back. And of course the power aperture. Many Nikon users have been wanting Nikon to actually bring out the power aperture and integrate it into the cameras. Sadly on the D750, D800, D810, D4, etc. like that, they're the only ones that have power aperture built in cameras. So besides that, it's a terrific camera, terrific combination. Of course, it's rugged, it's nice, dual SD cards, has Wi-Fi inbuilt into it, so you can transfer photos of the camera onto your phone or tablet. And yeah, it's terrific. I can't say much fault about this camera, and it's between the D610 and the D8.
Anyway guys, I have to locate to a new location to say goodbye to this video, or to end this video I should say, since the kids came over. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys around again. If you guys want to keep up with more and more work, head down to the bottom in the description box where there's be links to my social media and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways guys, hope you have a good time, have a good holiday, and of course, Christmas is coming up. I hope everyone have a safe and enjoyable Christmas and Happy New Year's. Peace.